One of the most important bands of the new wave traditional heavy metal scene, they are Enforcer from Sweden. And yes, in the last time I listened to some videos about the whole new wave of traditional heavy metal, and some people maybe they are not speaking so well or so much about Enforcer. This is a pity because it's one of the most important bands inside the scene that started before some years, together with White Wizard and Holy Grail, for example, from the United States, or Skull Fist from Canada, or other bands from Sweden like Portrait, like In Solitude, and even more, even let's say Tribulation. Tribulation, they started a little bit more as a death metal band. All these kind of bands, uh, together also with epic metal bands like Visigoth, like Smulder, for example, or Atlantean Context, or Eternal Champion, all these kind of bands, they are under the name of new wave of traditional heavy metal. And for sure, by themselves, they started like something between traditional heavy metal and between speed metal style of music. They played something between them. In the beginning, in the first three first albums of them, they were even more speed metal, not thrash metal, but speed metal, um, even more like traditional heavy. Here I want to make a worst to best video about their 5 studio albums of them. They started, their first studio album came out in 2008, and today, after so many years, they have 5 studio albums. The last studio album came out in 2019. So let's start. But in the beginning, I have to say that today I received uh, 2 very good albums from my good friend Nick Samios, the drummer of the legendary thrashers from Greece, Flames, and they came back with this killer album by the name Resurrence in 2022, one of the best thrash metal albums of the year, let's say. And Flames, they're also one of the first thrash metal bands from Greece, even in the 80s. Nick Samios, my friend, today he's the drummer of the band. Also, another band he is involved as the drummer. Uh, One very good melodic black metal band from Greece, Drama Noir. With this split, they have 2 full-length albums until now, and they prepare their third full-length. And this is a split together with Morgenroth, if I prefer well the name. Every band plays here three songs, so we have together 6 songs in this split. Drama Noir, also a very good melodic black metal band from Greece. And now, let's start. If we speak about Enforcer, first of all, and I will start to rank their albums. In the fifth place, in the last place, I will put the last album of them, the fifth album of 2019, by the name Zenith. Now, this album is a little bit more melodic, a little bit more glam in my personal taste, and for this reason I will put this in this place. In the fourth place, their third album of them, of 2013, Death by Fire. This is not a bad album, but I will put this in this place. is not so. I can say that it's not so good like the first two albums of them. In the third place, the fourth album by the name From Beyond of 2015, and this is also a very good album. Here they became a little bit more melodic, but not like Zenith afterwards. A little bit more esoterical, a little bit more, let's say, I can say again, I can say esoteric style of traditional heavy metal. Not so speed metal, but also a very good album. And now, I didn't know which album will come afterwards, but at last I will put in the second place their second album of them of 2010, Diamonds. And I know that many people will prefer it in the first place, but also it's a very good album with songs like Katana, for example, Diamonds, Walk With Me, Take Me to Hell, and so on. A very good album. But in any case, in the first place, I will put their first debut album of 2008, Into the Night. I started to listen to them when I listened to this album, to this debut album of them, with so good songs here, straight speed and heavy traditional metal in this album. Also, they write here, power, speed, death. Great debut album, one of the best albums of new wave of traditional heavy metal in the last decade. So this is about Enforcer from Sweden, from Israel, from Jerusalem. Stay metal and stay heavy.